Good day, historians, and welcome back. During the last lesson, you took the time to write down what you knew about the Titanic and what you were wondering. This weekend, I will take all of that information and put it together in a chart for us to examine during our next lesson. You also took the time to read and answer questions relating to the story Titanic Lost and Found. I have a funny feeling that many of the questions that you put into the KWL chart have been answered. But I also know, based on the amount of years I have studied the Titanic with third graders, that some of you have some really deep questions that will take some time for us to uncover. Now, as I reflect back to the story Titanic Lost and Found, I noticed we learned a lot about the Wonder Ship and some of the amazing things that they had for passengers to do on their journey. A toy camel ride, a squash court, a swimming pool, a gym, and a few restaurants that you can visit based on what type of class you traveled in. Now, I do want to take a step back and make sure that all of us understand that a cruise ship from 1912 is very different than cruise ships that are in the ocean today. If you have been on a cruise ship, or at least seen one on TV, you know that cruise liners today have pools, slides, rock climbing walls, movie theaters, virtual reality rooms, restaurants, and so many more things than there were 108 years ago. By all means, the most impressive aspect of the Titanic was that it was the largest ship of the time and it was deemed unsinkable. 16 watertight compartments linked with a thick steel door that could quickly close to prevent water from escaping. Now, we all know that it was called unsinkable, but it also had another nickname. You learn this, the rich man's ship. Some of the richest people in the world traveled on the Titanic, including the husband and wife who owned Macy's, a department store, and Rhinebeck's own John Jacob Astor IV. Y'all may have heard of the Astor home. However, not all passengers were rich, and they weren't traveling for fun. Many were traveling to find a new home in America. Now, it is important for you to keep the rest of the story tucked safely somewhere in your brain, as it will serve as a good starting point to continue building your new knowledge. Today's assignment will be to read two chapters called Birth of a Dream and Building the Giant. After reading them, you will answer some questions based on what you have read. These do not, and I repeat, do not need to be written in complete sentences. If a word answers a question, great. If a short phrase answers it, if a number answers it, that's all you have to write. It's time. Let's jump into our time machines. I'm setting mine for the summer of 1907 and heading to London. Happy traveling, historians. See you soon.